Hello, Silvio.
Hello. Thank you very much. It was really a big pleasure for me to be part of this very important meeting with NUCOF team, with Dr. Rosana Shalwan and her team, and with your team, Alexandre. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. So I'm very happy to be sharing all this information with you. Just to let me, you know quickly, I'm an independent consulting that I'm working for many years in coffee business, especially cupping coffees. I have been working for Cup of Excellence, or in fact, has one of the guys that has founder Cup of Excellence here in Brazil in 1999. And then we have prepared the cupping form for Cup of Excellence and help support as SCCAA cupping form as well. And very recently, I am a little coffee producer here in Bahia, where I live in Chapada Diamantina regions, where I give some support for the producers and as well producing some coffee. But let's move on. Why I am so involved and excited about this project? First, I think that is really important. I have science, research, and technology that is UFLA through Dr. Rosana Shalwan is bringing to this project. We are looking for this step now and for the future. So we are going forward. I have to learn more and more about natural controlled process fermentation. Where I'm using natural, because all the components involved on this fermentation is not to change the coffee flavor, but to emphasize the good aspect of the coffee flavor. This is important. We are not changing the flavor. Coffee is coffee and has to be clean and always, some different ways. Sweet, this is the very basic. So Alex, I'm going to in this way. And before starting, what make me very happy, we have more than 4,000 farms involved in this project. We have cupped for this project almost 400 samples. And today we are presenting the 6 farms that we have here to be cupping together. The one farm is Palmital. The grower is Paulo Henrique Aramaki. And the farm is Furnas, Mr. Denilson Costa. And as well, farm is Moinho, Raul, the grower is Raul Assunção Pinto e Filhos. And the farm Guariroba, that's very famous one, and the Brazilian champion as well. And the producer is Homero Aguiar Paiva. And the farmer is Santo Antonio, is the grower is João Marco Botelho. He's a very good cupper as well, my colleague in many of the competition as well, roaster. And the farmer Juliana from grower Renato José Bayard. So this is the coffee that we select together with Mr. José Naves from a NUCOF Cuppers team to be presenting here today. And I have a special condition because it's not possible to cup in like 20 samples. So we select specific flavors to be present with Alexandre with you today. So this is the 6 samples. I think everyone received exactly the same, 1 to 6. We will be cupping in this order, and it'll be easier for us to understand the comments. The another point is this. We have prepared this coffee with Mr. Naves in Brazil quite a long time. It was about 20 to 30 days ago. So we may lose some of the quality of some specific components, but I think that is still wonderful, great opportunity for us to cup together. Can you move forward, Alexandre?
Yeah, let's move forward. What is your opinion about sample number 1? Okay. We are cupping it here once again, Silvio. I don't know. I already cupped this coffee a couple times, but just to refresh in my mind. I'm here also with Raf from Raf & Co. Also all the guests, you know who he is, and he's gonna be giving his opinion as well. And we're gonna be waiting for the opinion of all the guests as well, after you talking about the first coffee.
Fantastic. Welcome, Raf. And let's cup the first one. Let's taste this coffee. For this lot, of course, always we can have some different impression or different comments. I think it's important to tell that for me, the keywords of this coffee can be like molasses, very sweet coffee. And the suggested score is around 87.5. But more important is the kind of fragrance that is really very fruit and sweet, like lemongrass, and very caramelized sugar in the flavor, molasses. Can you, this is some impression, maybe you have different opinions or different impressions. Could you share, Alexandre and Raf, some of your comments with me, please?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I really enjoy this coffee. I think it's definitely true that it's very sweet. I get sort of chocolatey and some pleasant sort of hazelnuts as well, which is always tasty. And it has a really kind of delicate but strong, long-lasting sort of crisp citrus acidity that really goes to the end. So you have this super tasty mix of the sort of the chocolates, the molasses, these sort of sugars, and it's sort of kind of really nicely finished off with this crisp sort of acidity, I think, that pulls everything together. So yeah, I am a big fan of this coffee #1. It's always comes up as one of my favorites.
Wow,
yeah,
wonderful.
Like just adding also, like also how the balance of this coffee is also very nice. And I think like putting like what you, Silvio, said, what Raf said, we are talking here about a very nice espresso, but like for those who are watching us, like we would like to hear your comments. I'm seeing here like some of participants that have like already worked with us on this project of controlled fermentation for some time. For example, here we have Bratižukovski is over here, David Zadara, our friends from Etno and Mlodzianowski. Feel free to give your opinion, like if anyone has tasted this coffee before. I think the main goal is also to eliminate the cultural barriers that may exist between like Brazilian tasters and the tasters in Poland, because that is gonna like really bring us together to one language while like tasting coffee and actually present it to the final customer.
This sounds perfect. And Alex, just to let you know, we use the color here, Agtron 6365 is around this. Is more or less how you use in the competition. May I ask, because then I have different flavors until the table is still hot. Can we move for the coffee #2? What do you think?
Yeah. As again, we discussed a few times, these coffees. I've been lucky to kind of been working on this project a little bit with Alex, and I think too, you know, we've discussed the espresso profiles and stuff. I think 2 has all of the sweetness, the complexity that we're after from these coffees, but the acidity is a little bit more, it's a little bit lower and more balanced with the sweetness. So if we're looking for a coffee that I would say kind of goes really well with milks, espressos, here it's a really stable profile. It definitely is going to be sort of, I think, a consistent coffee, like a lot of the ones here that all year round I'm confident that we can have the same kind of profile from here with the sort of, yeah, these really strong, rich chocolate notes, some kind of like caramelized sugars, molassesy things, and again, like this really sort of sweet, sort of, I think, sort of like toasted, toasted almonds with some sort of honey toasted almonds as well. So yeah, for me, super rich, very balanced, structured coffee. I think be really enjoyable.
Wow. Thank you, Raf. I love these comments because, I mean, for me, what's come up immediately when we start cupping this coffee is very equilibrium. The acidity does not take the overall. So I guess trying this coffee, even this color, that I should taste this coffee in espresso. Could be a very, very interesting coffee for espresso basic. Alexandre?
Well, I think like Raf talked like so intense about this coffee that like I don't know if like I have like that much to add. Like I think like in my opinion is also like a lot of like a really strong nutty taste on it, like mixed with chocolates as well. Like I think we can see like also some berries like that I feel in this coffee. Like once again, like with like a very milky and fat milk body. That's what I feel on it. So like I'm also be excited to try it as espresso, but like very consistent coffee, which are very interesting to like believe for mass sale, right? Like I think we could put this like in a grinder in cafeterias and it would go very well.
Fantastic. It's very welcome. The audience, if they can send some questions, some comments, is very welcome because, you know, always cupping coffee is the opportunity for us to learn more, to exchange, to give different perspective and view for different flavors. And let me recover one information is important here. The coffee number 2 is produced in Cerrado region in Brazil. And the altitude for this coffee is 950 meters, and the variety is Topazio. And we have 12 bags for this coffee. This is sample number 2. Alexandre, if you can just go back to the sample number 1, because I wish to give the information about from which region is that coffee that I didn't give in the proper time. So the sample number 1, it was produced in the region that is called the Campo das Vertentes here in Brazil. Altitude is 1100 meters. Varietal is Catucaí Yellow 2SL. So, and we have 11 bags. So just to correct the information, I think now is for both is good. For different varietals and the different regions. The first one is Campo das Vertentes, and the second is Cerrado regions. Can we move forward? Cupping number 3?
No, actually, like let's see. I'm here. Maybe Adam Shevewik from like a roaster from Wrocław would like to make some questions about it. Adam, have you tried those coffees? Have you had a chance? I don't know, like, well, he sent me a photo that he's actually watching everything, but I don't know if he can hear me right now, or maybe he has a problem to talk himself, like via audio. Well, we can also, like, if you're having problems with audio, everybody, like, you can always write also your comments via chat, right? Like, and we're gonna be also happy to share, like, with Silvio later, like, with everybody in Brazil, like, and among our fellow roasters. Let's move to sample number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. For the sample number 3, please. So we have cupped this lot a few times already. And if I can say more specific words, what this coffee brings immediately to my mind when I cup is something like, it's sweet, like it has a little bit of a powdered milk together, because it's very smooth, very nice, very delicate coffee, very refined acidity between citric, malic, and tartaric, and very, very lingering aftertaste. This is a specific taste, refined taste that reminded me like score 7.25 for this one. And the main flavor, if I can say just one main flavor, something like is touch of milk. What do you think, you guys? Tell me, what is your impressions, please?
Yeah, I think, you know, we've spoke about this one, and I like it because it's sort of, it's a super rich coffee. It has all of these sort of, for me, positive, in a positive way, but like I have this sort of very sort of sweet, sort of fresh, dark chocolate, I get the sort of fruity, fresh tobaccos. It's very, I said milky. It has a sort of very complex, very, very rich, complex flavors and characteristics for me. And I think it's the coffee that really stands out. And it can, I think, on the table it can dominate in a way because it is such a bold, intense coffee. But it really has these sort of elegant things. I think it's like a classic French wine. It's
beautiful, elegant French wine. Tell Alexandre, please.
Yeah, I think I can feel a lot of nuts, the caramel, and also the tobacco is like a very strong, like I think feeling that the taste, right? Like this kind of, I think Rafa described very well also. Like I think especially in the aftertaste, you can see this tobacco and this kind of spices like coming through it. Like and it comes out like in a very like fluent and pleasant way. So like also very interesting coffee that I think could be like very universal as well. I think could come also like nice in a French press as well.
Wow.
Or like in this Italian, in Poland they call it kawiarka. I think also could be an interesting coffee. And yeah, like a very good option as well that we can get through this technology.
Fantastic. Good. So let's see from where this coffee is coming from. This coffee came from Cerrado regions. The altitude is 1,050 meters, and the varietal is Mundo Novo, and bags available is 15 bags, 16 up. So this is sample number 3. Can we move for the number 4?
Well, I would prefer to hear some comments first. Like
yeah, good. Let me copy again.
Like we're going to be here talking about ourselves and.
Guys, I love to copy this first because of the diversity. And now we are talking coffee that has much more lively acidity, but not sharp in negative way. Lively, like sparkling, like something that is bubble. For me, what impressed this coffee that has these notes and with some honey in the back. So interesting because I mean it's a very, it's delicate, and these sparkling notes call a lot in my attention. What do you think, guys? Do you think that is in this way, or you may think in different way about this flavor profile?
Yeah, I think it's, as you say, it's got this really crisp, sparkling acidity, but the profile is sweet enough to balance, so it's not sharp or dominating. It has, as we spoke, I always find that coffee is interesting. They all have this the foundation of what you want from a good Brazil. It's the very sweet, caramelized sugars, little chocolates, as the hints of these sort of rich, tasty, sort of fatty nuts that gives that kind of strong body. But this then goes on and has extra layers on top. So they have this tropical fruit, this sort of sparkling acidity from the tropical fruit. I think it has these, delicate floral notes coming through as well. It has citrus, so it's a super complex coffee, but really balanced, and the sweetness really holds it together, so the acidity doesn't dominate. And I think that's it's what always is nice about this coffee. It's strong, it's crisp, but it holds together with a really nice stable kind of flavors.
Beautiful,
yeah,
nice.
The acidity is sparkling, but it's not dominating, right? And I think that's all how we see many coffees under control fermentation, is how they can be very balanced, right? Even when they come out more exotic, let's say, in a way, they keep also a very nice body, right? A thick body, keep this consistency in balance, a very nice aftertaste, which is very unique. And I think also very nice what Raf said, right? That the technology actually and you said as well, Silvio, it's not to change the coffee, it's to improve the coffee, right? So we are having a Brazilian coffee, which is generally tasted around the world, but through this technology we actually can see it improved and like many profiles like that was not found before, like that could not be drank before Brazilian coffees. Now we can, so it's great.
Fantastic, fantastic information, Marcelo, because I mean, this technology that is applying through this work can emphasize the cupping quality, not change, but emphasize the positive points, the positive aspects. Is really, really very interesting, the results. So, and this lot, sample number 4, is came from the region south of Minas. Could you go next, please? South Minas, altitude is 1,000 meters. No, 4. 1,000 meters, and the variety is Arara. Bag is 20 bags that is available for this coffee. Region Sul de Minas, or south of Minas, 1,000 meters. Arara is quite a new variety in Brazil that is performing as well, very, very good. So, guys, can you move forward for next one?
Well, I think we do so. Like, let's try to engage here our guests, like maybe in the end, right? I think would be a nice way. So, like, they can give, like, you know, a full idea of the experience of trying these coffees. Okay, Silvio?
Please, please.
So feel free to go to.
Okay, I will be moving for number 5. And this specific lot call a lot my attention in flavor profile. First, it has some, from the fragrance and aroma, and as well in the flavor, has some touch of it like floral notes or something like mint. Something is coffee, still coffee, but together has some of these delicate floral notes, like sometimes like jasmine, with some sweet and a touch of mint. So this coffee performed in cupping very well and very exotic, very different as well. And I have been cupping during all this work with new coffee artisans, a few lots with this kind of a profile. I love to hear your opinion, Rafi, Alexandre, and the guests who cup this coffee, if you could tell something about this profile, please.
Yeah, I think 5 is an interesting one. A little bit like 3, it's a much bolder coffee. The body is more intense. I think the flavors are stronger, but still it has a lot of these delicate sort of high quality characteristics. So yeah, we discussed florals. So for me here, when it cools, they open up a lot more. I get to these hibiscus rose florals. It has a lot of this sort of dark fruit and sort of dark sugars as well, like sort of like some kind of molassesy, dark chocolatey. So again, it's kind of like a lot of these fermentations, it's balanced. Even when they're strong and intense, they're still balanced. But what's kind of interesting is they're all multi-leveled coffees. It's not just a chocolatey, nutty coffee. There are, you know, more florals and more citrus. And for me, this is, you know, it's bolder. It's richer flavors, slightly on the darker end of some of the sugars. The florals are there, you know, as it cools. And I think, you know, a lot of these coffees are versatile. Like this, for me, I think would make a pleasurable espresso. The acidity is strong, but it's in with the sweetness. But at the same time, as a filter coffee, I think it will work really good as well. And I think, you know, realistically, I think I really enjoy all the coffees on the table, and I think they, you know, it's sort of depending on the mood and what I want to use it for. They all have a very nice position, and for me, this is yeah, it's a really complex, very rich coffee, and I think it shows with the sort of, yeah, these florals and this, and yeah,
beautiful
spices and chocolates. So yeah, it's complex.
Complex. I love that multi-level complexity, and it depends how you are thinking how to use. You have different flavors and different way how you can use different, I mean, way to develop even the roast and the purpose of this coffee. Alexandre, you like to share some more about this number 5, Alexandre?
I think like just complementing, I think there's also like this taste of clove, right? Like there is very also very nice, like in the aftertaste. I think like some mint, like a very strong taste of spices. Like I think I got like that, like on my palate. And yeah, the floral definitely there as well. Like which is also like very difficult to find in Brazilian coffee. So like it's really like a nice cup.
Wonderful. Good, good, good. We do have some question for. Okay. This coffee again is from the region Campo das Vertentes, that is located in Minas Gerais. The altitude is 1,100 meters, and the varietal is Catucaí Yellow 2SL is the variety. We have 8 bags available for this coffee, for this specific one. Nice, beautiful one. We do have any question for the audience, or can we move for the next one, Alexandre?
I think like I believe like we can make a sum up like with the guests like in the end, right? Like
okay, good.
Open the like everybody like the all the guests like just to inform like the your mics are open, so like if you wanna be part of it and like say something about it, like we can like interrupt us anytime. Like we are just here, a big family, trying to connect origins like with our market. But in any sense, we can do a sum up in the end. I think it's going to be the best.
Sounds great, Alexandre. Sounds great. So going to the sample number 6 is the last one today that will be give you a comment. And for me, this coffee, when I cup it before, I'm try again. Exactly this. This coffee is very fruity. When I cup this coffee, it's immediately coming to me some more red fruits, cherries, a lot of cherries, a lot of strawberries, but all the refined red fruits. This is one of the character of some of this processed coffee. It's clean, it's very fruit, very pleasant, without any sour in the back, because it is still very sweet. This coffee has impressed me a lot in the flavor profile because of its characteristics. That is really, these cherry ones is like a syrupy peach. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit afraid to dream a little bit how to give descriptions, because I mean, the coffee sometimes, okay, keep it simple, but is the way just to give some more information on how I feel when I cup this kind of coffee cupping or coffee character, how we describe it, not more this peach flavor or a syrupy peachy flavor and fruity. Guys, please, love to hear you, what do you think about this sample number 6?
Yeah, I think, you know, I really agree with you. I think you do have these red fruits, delicious. I think there is a sort of, they said peach, it's like there's a sparkling acidity, like peach type. It's really refreshing. But again, you know, what's really nice is that some of these, sometimes you have coffees which are really crisp and sort of citrusy and fruity like this, but they don't have a heavy body. And I think what's really nice here is you have this body that really holds everything, but you have also this really crisp, clean, kind of sparkling acidity. Yeah, I get this sort of tropical fruits in here, the stone fruits, red fruits. Like I was saying, really multi-layered coffees. I think each time you try them, the temperatures they change. They're always evolving and always with really good flavors. So I think it's hard to choose one. I think, you know, we have 6 on the table. It's one for each day, and on Sunday you can have one of the other ones again.
Like for me, it's quite interesting because like these coffees, like they help me also like not to miss home, because like they have these tropical fruits like on it, like the coffees from controlled fermentation, many of them like come with this, so like I can feel also the papaya, the pineapples, and the oranges, like which is like my favorite thing to eat like when I'm in Brazil. So like it's really amazing. Like definitely number 6 is my favorite of all of them, even though all the coffees like is unique. This one, like for like a sentimental sense, is my favorite.
Good. So
I would like Silvio, maybe like to hear from the audience, like
sure.
to sum up, like we have here like roasters, which are also friends, like that I consider, and I think like we could try to make it as a sum up. Like if we could hear at least like from 2 or 3 that would feel comfortable to share their ideas live, but also like via chat. If you can just write, for example, guys, like what is my favorite one, right? Like the 2 favorite ones of each one of you.
Good. Alexandre, like, just quickly here. This last coffee from number 6 is the region south of Minas, is 1,150 meters, and the bags is 14 bags available. Just to give all information about varieties and the regions that we have here for you. And please go ahead, Alexandre, with the communication with our audience. What is good is, as a couple, to have this opportunity to cup together all these different profiles became from this project. Sometimes much more fruit, sometimes more molasses or sweetening side, some sparkling, some floral notes. So this and produce in I should say in consistent way that can be good for the producers and wonderful for the roasters that can use the same profile for the purpose of their blends or their estate coffees. This is important for us to understand all this flavor and show that this coffee that they are producing is producing in Brazil through this project, and this is available. Please, Alex, go ahead. What is your 2 favorites one? Alexandre, please.
My favorite one?
Yes, 2 ones for you.
Well, my favorite one, like, is the number 6, right? Like, well, I already said why, and the number 1, because I think like I just like can't wait like to make espresso out of it, and like I think those are my favorite ones. I think I would like, meanwhile, also to use this opportunity to tell our guests that those coffees were roasted in Brazil, okay, like and was sent already roasted. So we also have here, like as I also have received some comments, that there is a difference in the roasting profile in general, that like here in Poland, usually before the cupping, like it's preferred to have like lighter roast, right? While in Brazil, like we have a different profile, but like we decided to do like that, so everybody could try the coffee with the same roast, so like everybody would have like the same taste. But of course, that like the potential of this coffees also can get even better, like as like each one of you can actually like roast in your way, use your own art, right? Like as the growers are using their art to produce the coffees at the farms, I think we can combine here also with the roasters making their own art while roasting it, and like take the full potential of those coffees.
I think also just to say, you know, the roast here is like the SCA spec. It's the universal coffee roast. Europe, I think, from my experience, doesn't like to follow this rule, so it has slightly different approaches. But this is, you know, the universal roast language for the world. And I think from here we know what will happen if we go lighter. The acidities become more intense. If we go darker, we get more of the dark notes and less acidity. So it's a really nice way to approach the coffees because you see all the potential. And I think that's why it's been chosen, this color spec, and I'm a big fan of it. But yeah, like Alex said, I think it's from here you can do whatever you want, but we see the full potential. And you know, considering they weren't roasted a few days ago here, I think they stand up as well. If we take the factor of how long ago they were roasted, these coffees are standing up really well. They're still tasting super fresh, and I think that shows good quality.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was like José Naves prepared this coffees for us, and even in a call earlier today, he was explaining that to us, that like through this technology, through this processing, like it shows that like even after 1 month, like he kept the quality like going quite well, like for cupping. So
from a roaster perspective, this makes me feel safe in the coffee, because you don't have to worry so much about the coffee becoming bad in a few weeks, or that, you know, if I don't use it all in 6 months, you feel safe that in a year it probably tastes the same. And I think, yeah, this does show me that it's a safe and stable coffee. I would like to try it roasted yesterday. I think it would be super interesting, but you know, it's already exciting, so no problem.
That's true. That's true. It's already excited. Even the coffee is prepared like 20 or 30 days ago when Mr. José Naves sent it to us. But even though this coffee is still stable, and Raf, let me explore a little bit about you again. I know you comments, I give you all great comments in all the coffees. Which is your preference? Do you have some specific one, or is the overall depends on the purpose of how you be using this coffee? Could you tell something?
Yeah, I think I would have to sort of split it, I'll say it two. I think, you know, we have these coffees that are bolder and more intense, and we have these coffees that are a little bit lighter, a bit more crisp. So in the bolder one, I think 5. It's a really intense, super complex coffee. It has this sort of slightly more jammy, natural characteristic that I enjoy. And the others, they're kind of very crisp and clean, and it's kind of a difficult one for me. You know, the first time we were kind of cupping these particular lots, I was thinking 4, 4, and 4. But the more I try one, the more I kind of start to think I could drink more of one. But I think 4 is more complex. I think that's the thing. 1, it's really interesting, but it's a little easier to drink. So I'd probably go with 4 and 5 to have like this sort of slightly more different in characteristics. And yeah, you know, rotate them 1 each day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night.
This could be my answer. One each day. That would be good.
Yeah, exactly.
I make a blend for Sunday.
I think like moving forward, right? Like I think we try here like 6 coffees, like our guests, some of them tried. We get here a mess on the chat that like while we're talking, like people are still grinding the coffees, so like they didn't have a chance to cup yet. Like we understand everybody's busy, so like it's normal. Like I think most important is like sooner or later to try them because it's a great experience. But like how we move forward from here, Silvio and Raf, right? Like because what this experience over here is like we can say is the basis of controlled fermentation, right? Like we can like provide coffees with similar profile like all over, right? Like if not like the lot number 1 that we tried here, we're going to be able to provide another lot which is going to be very similar, or even like some little bit different characteristics, but we can provide like coffees with fruity, floral, spices, like balanced. So that's why like the 6 coffees were selected for this, right? Like to give understanding, right? And we can provide this also like massively, right? Like we already had like 400 farmers this year taking part. Next year, like the estimation is that going to be produced about like 40,000 bags of 60 kilo of like coffee with controlled fermentation. So like we have a possibility to actually introduce like not only niche, right? Like micro lots, like that are going to be tasted only for a few people, but bring this like to the larger audience. And I would like to reframe that like we have at this moment, like available still in Brazil, above 50 lots of like included these cups were on the table, but other lots as well, that like everybody that participated here today, you're gonna get like this offer list for us. And like we also like receive the samples and like join us, participate with us, like and not only by trying the coffees or eventually purchasing, but like we really need this feedback. We really need this feedback from the market, because like I think we have enough resources to make enough improvement for the future to make like discover new flavors, or even to enhance these flavors that we have here right now.
This sounds great, Alexandre. So, and feel free in the future if you have more questions, but I think you are in very correct and positive way giving all this feedback for the research, for this work, for Dr. Rosane as well for the project. Thanks a lot, and I'm available as you wish to have any question. It'll be my pleasure to answer.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give the word then once again to André Savino, which is gonna close this meeting today for us. Well, I had a lot of fun, and I believe that all guests had a lot of fun as well. Well, I had a lot of fun with you, Silvio, but especially with the coffees, to tell the truth. Okay. Okay, André, please. We're going to be waiting for you to close our meeting today. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Alexandre. So it's indeed I have to say that I'm jealous of you guys because I'm not having such coffees here. So I asked already to Navis, I need to try those. Look, it looks like very special. So fantastic day. I'm very excited. So I'd like to say thank you, very big thank you to you, Alexandre. So it's a big pleasure to be partner of you with the Unroasted. So also thank you, Silvio, for the support during the cupping as well, and also thanking all the audience here to make this event fantastic, and also the new coffee. As you have mentioned in the beginning, our main purpose is to do connections. So it's now it's a big flavor of making connections, connecting one piece to another piece, and creating such a fantastic experience that it's around coffee. Coffee, despite the water, is the most important drink, and so this is a great pleasure to be here. So thank you so much. Thank you, Alexandre, again. Thank you guys for the audience, and I see you soon, I hope. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rosane. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.